guys, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm going to be playing Brookhaven on Roblox again. I have played this before and I'll link that video at the end of this one and in the description if you want to watch it. But when I played this before, I picked a really small modern house and I was just like getting to know the game and the controls and everything. This time I picked this really cute, cozy like farmhouse that is smack in the middle of the city for whatever reason, but I thought that this suited me better. And I was completely living the life when I realized I could have this little yellow scooter because it's like a Vespa and I've always wanted one of those. But then when I tried to park this thing, I was really picky about wanting it to be lined up just right, and it took absolutely forever to do that. At this point, I thought that I was done decorating and stuff because I didn't realize that I could set up props and things as decorations, so I thought it was just like you build the house and you're done. So I named it Maple's Farm because I'm maple lattes, obviously, and I think it turned out really cute. The little garden here, my horse out front, the stables, I think it all looks really, really nice, and I'm glad that later I did realize that I could actually go back and put some props as decorations though, because it was feeling a little bit lifeless at this point. Before I discovered decorations though, I discovered emotes, and I honestly had so much fun just trying these all out, and if I'm honest, I think the emotes were maybe better than the game itself. So the first time I played this game and I had the other house, I didn't get the whole concept of having to lock and unlock your door constantly, but my nephew kept telling me you have to lock your door, you have to lock the door, and I was like, okay, whatever. I didn't get why I needed to lock the door. In this video, I will find out why you need to lock the door. As soon as I realized that I could place props as decorations, I immediately started going into all the pink stuff and putting it all over the place, even though it doesn't really match the farmhouse. I guess if I was going to do all this pink cutesy stuff, I probably would have been better off doing one of the more modern houses, but hey, I really like farmhouses too, so. I have always wanted a video game where I could sit on a toilet and stare at a wall, zoned out and depressed. It's just like real life. My problem with this house is not only that the door is see-through, but there is a window right there. Anybody could be looking in and seeing you take a dump. This is where I completely ruined my entire farm because I accidentally set it to like winter, and then when I put it back to spring because winter was ugly, it had gotten rid of all of my plants, and my nephew was like, there's no way to get them back, they have to just grow. So that kind of ruined everything for me. I thought maybe if I watered the plants that they would grow, but as you can see, that really didn't do anything, and it's just for looks. This is where things start to get really interesting because I pulled out these binoculars to see what was going on down the street, and I was kind of horrified by what I seen down there, because if there's anything worse than having a bad neighbor, it's having a giant spider coming at you down the road. At this point, I decided that I probably should just go and hide in my house because there was people running around, but it was too late because when I went to unlock the door, I seen this terrifying Mickey Mouse right outside waiting, and I wasn't about to unlock my house and go inside with him running around. And his associate here, his little henchman, was running around too, and I tried to make a run for it, but they acted like they were going to try to run in my house, and I didn't want that, so I just kept waiting around for him to leave. And it was in this moment that I realized my nephew was right when he said that you always lock your house. They literally stole my scooter, and it took me a second to realize that it was actually mine. I thought that they had just drove off, but then I turned around and realized that my scooter is gone, and they literally drove off on it right in front of me. I had worked really hard to park that scooter, so I started spying on them. Eventually I was able to steal my scooter back, and then I went back to decorating because I foolishly assumed that I was safe. I'm a huge animal lover, so of course I started putting all these cute pets and pet related items around my house just to make it even more cozy and cute. Someone rang the doorbell. Here I was minding my business in peace, and someone has came over. And I've never played this game before. I don't really know how to respond to this, so I just said hi and I unlocked the door. Not really sure if I should have done that or not, but I decided to give it a go and see what would happen. Yes, this random person came to my house in a video game and handed me roses. And I wasn't really sure how to respond, but I was like, cool, thanks. Bye. He didn't seem to be getting the hint that I was trying to get rid of him by saying goodnight, so I came in really quick and I tried to lock the door and just like hope for the best, but he got in the house because I was too slow locking the door, I guess. And then it was just really awkward because I've never played this game before and I didn't know if it was like other players came into your house all the time or what, or if this was weird. I didn't know, so I was just trying to ignore him while a random person was in my living room. I didn't know what to do, so I literally just went back to decorating and totally ignoring him, and I decided to go outside and start I decided to start placing some horses because that is exactly what your house in the city needs, is horses. He left immediately though, so I guess he's just a horse hater. It was while I was placing my horse family out in this torrential downpour that I realized that I had reached the house prop limit, so I could not decorate anymore, which really sucked because I was just getting started, so I started to have to go around and delete some things to make way for other stuff. Like this skeleton in a lawn chair, because what's a home without one? While I was decorating my kitchen, it happens again, more visitors. So since it went well last time, I decided to go to the door, but like that, he was gone. But then he came back almost immediately, and he came back with company, which happened to be the first guy that came. Despite the awkwardness, nothing terrible had happened last time, so I decided to let him in again, and I just went back to decorating and ignoring him as usual. Then he sent me a request to carry, which I thought was very strange, but okay, whatever, let's see what happens. And the next thing I knew, I was teleported away to somewhere strange, weird, and creepy. I didn't grab no shoes or nothing, Lord. I ran. I just ran for the door. I was trying to figure out how to open it. He was following me. I was scared. I was trying to unlock it. I was trying to teleport. And I didn't know what was going on. I was just freaked out, like, let me out of here. And eventually he did unlock the door, but it was right as I figured out how to teleport, and I was like, bye, I never want to see you again. And when I teleported home, I landed in the middle of some kind of standoff between UPS and an ice cream truck right outside my house, but at that point I was so done with other players, and I just ran home and locked the door, and I never wanted to see anyone else ever again. Then more companies showed up, this time 2 of them, but I had learned my lesson and I wasn't about to open the door for anybody else, and I just decided to leave it locked and ignore them completely. Then while I was trying to cook a nutritious meal of Doritos, there was this blast of water in through the front door, which was the last place that outsiders could see in, because at this point I had shut off all the windows where they couldn't see either. So I decided the best way to fix this is a Coke machine in the door where they can no longer see me or get anything through to me in my own house. I didn't record the actual game with audio, but they were literally out on my porch setting off explosions that were actually super loud. I guess it can't do any damage to your house or anything because nothing was destroyed and I was fine, but it was wild. Like, I was literally locked up in this house after having been kidnapped, and there was 2 other players outside my house trying to get in, setting off bombs. It was like trying to sleep during World War II. I know now that these are the kind of shenanigans that you're meant to do in this game, but I didn't know that at the time, and so logging on and trying to build my house in peace and having all of this happen was kind of wild for my first time playing it. And, well, when I say first time playing it, I have made another video about this game before, but this video that you're seeing right now was recorded at the same time. So this is technically the first time I ever played this game, and a lot happened. When I finally braved unlocking the door and going outside, I found a bunch of smoke bombs that they had left, and not only that, but they had literally built some kind of high security prison right across the street from my house, so I would say my property value probably went down. So I had gotten pretty bored being locked up at home, so I decided to just hit the towns and see what all the fuss was about, and what do you know, I came across the same people that had been bombing my house. So what else do you do in that situation other than steal their go-kart and try to run them over? So after running around town, I decided I wanted to visit my neighbors, and I tried ringing the doorbell and was immediately banned or blocked from her house, whatever this is, which was totally unfair because I just wanted to visit and look at her house. I wasn't going to do anything sketch, and she apparently just killed that guy right there in front of me, and there was nothing I could do about it because my horse had glitched into the road, and even when I teleported back to my house, I still couldn't move. And it was the worst time to be froze because all this action started happening right outside my house. So it was with great sadness and a little bit of relief that this is where I had to quit playing and stop recording my Brookhaven adventure for the day.